So today we have with us one of my best friends, Navya, and also one of my favorite community builders who leads this community called Facebook Developer Circles in Hyderabad. Um, Before the internet got off, we were talking around how Navya started her journey, and to just shorten it, it's a very beautiful story. I think there's one line that I want to shorten it as that she started community because she identified that, hey, when I was starting out, this is what I was learning in college, and industry expected me to do this much. So, like right after my fourth year or right after my final year, it's difficult for me to just go and jump, to make that jump blindly. So then she started going off meetups, and then she found that communities solving this problem statement, and she sort of felt that, hey, if this is solving for me, why not let me do it for people who are younger than me, people who are like me. So then she went on and she voluntarily leads this community called Facebook Developer Circle in Hyderabad, apart from her full-time role, guys. So big cheers to her for that. So Navya, can you tell us about the accomplishments of DevC Hyderabad now? Because that's where we lost you.
Exactly.
And I really want you to talk around it.
So yeah, I was saying accomplishments as in I see, success in small things itself. For example, I was saying that, it could be a person traveling all these miles to attend DevC session. Or, it could be an introvert trying to, explore themselves. And, right now they're actually taking sessions for others, which is actually the best thing because you're actually giving them space to learn and, try and experiment here. So that is important for any community. You make them feel inclusive, right? So that has been one of my biggest accomplishment, I would say. And I have also, seen people. So one of our recent sessions, back in before pandemic, so we were hosting the biggest series, which is on data science. It's called Data Science Series, and it was for 3 months, I think. So at that time, most of them were actually employers, and they used to work from Monday to Friday, and they still could, find motivation to attend our sessions on Saturday and Sunday from morning to evening. So I was actually moved by that dedication, and I think it's because we are actually giving them value, value content, right, or to learn. I think that's one of the accomplishment. And yeah, of course, my team, because they work really hard. I spoke about them before as well. So even right from the brainstorming session to making things happen, even now, whenever I try to settle back, they would not just settle. They actively contribute to the community, make engagements and everything. So I think everyone in my community is actually a lead, and they lead by example. These are my small
beautiful
that I look at. Yeah.
I think on that note, you brought in a very important topic, that how important it is for a community builder to sort of not do things alone and have a team to drive them, right? Because there's just so many things that we have to do, and it never stops because we are dealing with people, and there's just no end to conversations, right, that you can have around with people. So I think when you have a team, they sort of push you, they sort of give you that energy when you're feeling exhausted, that hey, let's go ahead and do something more. And then you end up going and doing amazing and crazy things. So just to give a background, there's this data science series that Navya had done offline for, I think, around a month or two, that she continuously hosted it. So that was to help people get started with data science from scratch till the point that they could build their own projects, intermediate projects, guys. So I think that kind of effort in an offline environment kind of already speaks the miles that you as a community builder are willing to go for your community. Navya. So, yeah. I just wanted to share that.
Give credit and a shout out to my team, because you are right. Actually, when you're dealing with people, you always have to encounter a lot of conversations, and some are never ending, right? And there are a lot of things for a community management, for a community manager to take care of, be it talking to people, or being research work, or being identifying the new technologies, or identifying the persons who are new to the community and make them feel inclusive. So I think it's possible only because you have a team, a strong team.
Right. Yeah. So yes, that's very important. I think so on that note, something that I want to ask right now is that Last week we launched the State of Indian Community Management report. That's the first ever study on the state of Indian communities, the progress, their growth, the amazing stuff they have been doing. And we found that empathy and communication are two important skills that any community builder should have. I have known you personally to be an empathetic community builder. What role do you think empathy plays in any community, Navya?
Yeah, so that's a good question again. So most of the outsiders, particularly from the community or who never have experience with the community, always think that community management is all about, hosting events or identifying the right spaces. And if it's an online community, they just think it's about moderating the groups, right? But ideally, community management is all about understanding your members and what do they need and why are they part of your community, what are they expecting, and how can you make them feel inclusive. All these little things actually matters, and it's also about identifying the need and helping them out. It's equally important for a community manager to be in touch with every person, may not be with every person, but almost with every 1 in 10 members or such if your community is quite large. So empathy is actually important, and when I started this community, I have decided to make this community for everyone, right from the student to the founder and aspiring developers, non-programmers as well. So again, you also need to, speaking about empathy, you also need to have your limitations as a community manager, because we are right now in a generation where every morning there's a new framework trying to outsmart the other one, and you cannot just have sessions on everything. So you need to do your research, you need to understand what your community is looking for. Mine is a developer community, right? So I always speak in that terms. So I think this applies for
learning, so it's fine.
Yeah, I think this applies to every community here.
Right.
And you need to speak to persons, you need to be empathetic, be it your community member or be it your team member. You also need to check on your team members, what is their motivation to be in this community. I learned this from my seniors as well.
That's true. I think we learned from them.
Yeah.
That's very well put. I think what you just highlighted was the fact that how important for you as a community lead is that you know your members. It's not about anything else, but it's about you being there for your people, for your members, because they are your family at the end of the day. So on that note, because you have been managing a community for a brand, something that I want to ask is, Navya, how do you balance between advocating for a brand's products? Because I was part of DevC, and we know that as part of the program, we are also required to sort of help people get started around Facebook developer products. So how do you balance between advocating for a brand's products as well as advocating for your members' needs?
Okay, so if you ask me this question, I would say for this you need to understand your community well. For example, I'll pick up this data science series because that's one of the biggest thing we did in the recent past. So when we were hosting this data science series, and most of them were actually in the early stages, right? And we are a community by Facebook. Facebook has sponsored us, so we also need to maintain the balance between the community as well as the company. So here in the data science series, we actually used PyTorch instead of other frameworks we have. In this way, we are actually promoting the TensorFlow, Facebook's library as well. Sorry, I'm really sorry. We are actually promoting PyTorch.
Right. PyTorch, yeah.
Yeah, PyTorch, Facebook's library, and we are actually helping members build models.
Navya, this is something that I want to know, because you have just mentioned this so many times that go back to your members as a community builder. So what are the ways you use to sort of stay connected or to know your members better? Because that's a great challenge for people, especially you have a community of 6.7k developers, right? You obviously I will not answer this question. So how are you doing it at such a large scale?
So before the pandemic, when everything was super fine, we used to host sessions, right? And we actually had allocated, 1 hour or 2 hours for networking itself. In that time, at that particular time, my team members and I, we used to go talk to different members. 10 minutes at least with one person. With that 10 minutes, in 1 hour, we could actually cover a lot of members, right? That feedback has actually helped us to, host sessions as well as, to create content around it. And since we have moved online right now, we are actually hosting, calls, not regularly, but once in a while. We just don't want everyone to be, fall sick about it. So we are hosting, we actually host Zoom calls or Hangouts. And again, we post some questions to engage the community, and we speak to them in that way.
Another question, Navya, that I have for you right now is that DevC Hyderabad has collaborated with a lot of communities, right? Not just in developer circles, but also like outside. Yeah. I think it was DevC Hyderabad was one of the first circles who went for an international DevC collaboration.
Exactly.
So how do you go about identifying partners?
So first collaboration was actually on International Women's Day, and we collaborated with Pune as well, and with Islamabad and another state, Stockholm. So we want to spread this cross boundary. We just want that barrier to be removed, and we want to understand what exactly are the other communities doing. And we also want our community members to explore what is happening in the different communities. And we are actually a diversified members, right? And the culture or whatever it is changes from kilometers to kilometers. And forget about kilometers, we are actually promoting collaborating internationally. So there would be a lot of change, and we want everyone in the team to be aware of that, team as in the community to be aware of that. So that was the main. And the communities we have collaborated were excellent members. I can personally vouch for them, and to you as well. So yeah, that was one of the reasons we did that.
Wow, great. And how did you go about identifying partners? There are a lot of communities in Hyderabad as well that you've collaborated with, and I know for a fact there are a lot of communities that want to collaborate with FC Hyderabad. So what is the criteria that you use for saying yes, and what are the criteria you use for saying no to your community members? To partners.
We have a couple of filters. The first one is what exactly is their motive to collaborate. If they are actually trying to help all the community members out, then yes, we would be collaborating. But otherwise, if they have plans to promote their or market their business or products, or if they have plans to play something around with our community, we would not encourage such things. If at all they are genuine about their intentions, to help the community members out, and if they are bringing some valuable resources or content onto the table, yes, we will be collaborating with them. Actually, it's right now.
So Navya, just want to understand this, that according to you, how has being a community lead contributed to your personal growth?
Okay, to put it in a simple statement or single word, I would say it's actually huge, because it's actually an amazing journey. I met a lot of leads here, and I think I found the true meaning of community here. Everyone actually tries to lift the other person up, and tries to grow together. That's really important for any one of us to grow further. And personally, yes, I have learned a lot of things here, especially with DevC Hyderabad. You see, we are a community of 6.7K, and there are a lot of members here who would want to talk.
I can't shout much, but that's what I can do from here.
So I was saying I have learned a lot, could be from the mentors. Mentors are the most selfless persons that I've noticed, because they try to give the best out of them. Could be the knowledge, or they try to explore things just to take a session. I think they are the most selfless persons. I try to be as much as them, but I'm still trying and learning that.
And you're a great mentor.
And I have grown technically a lot from the sessions, and at least 5 to 10 years. That's actually too long, I think. But yeah, 2 to 3 years down the line, I want to be a product manager. And for a product manager, I think it's important to understand, your customers and a bit of psychology. You got to be a master in psychology, and this is what I'm learning here without actually studying that. And fun fact is that I still look for qualities in my mentee whom I'm mentoring right now. And actually, there's a lot of learning here happens in Hyderabad, and everyone comes with diverse backgrounds, different ideologies, and everything has helped me to grow a lot. that's something I see.
Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Navya, thank you so much for doing this, sharing your journey, and the fact that you've learned all of this by hit and try, that kind of reflects the fact that you've done this for just selflessly for people. I think that just comes out.